Listen up, listen up. Ain't no comparing me to you, you know what I'm saying? There's only one me, there's only one you. Stick to what you
Peace, this is your brother, the lone low life with the home sewn garment, the Boricua with the build, the true and living God stepping in score, Sunez, aka Skillustrator Low, your host for the Duck Down Dive, where I'm going to take you back in time through the Duck Down catalog for musical appreciation of select LP devastation. For this intro episode, we're going to dive into a Duck Down LP that's one of a trio of LPs that may be the most blatant transitions out of the era I call the Dark Ages into the era I call the Invisible Renaissance. It's the second LP released in Duck Down's 2005 Triple Threat campaign after Sean Price's Monkey Barz and before Smif and Wessun's Reloaded. It's the Chemistry LP, fully produced by Ninth Wonder. Now, the peak of recorded hip-hop, I say, goes from 86, think Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full and BDP's Criminal Minded through 1998, the last great year of classic and exceptional LPs on major labels from Gang Starr's Moment of Truth, Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, Outkast's Aquemini, Goody Mob Still Standing, Big Pun's Capital Punishment, Black Star's debut LP, the Wu Affiliate Flood from Killer Priest's Heavy Mental, Sons of Man's Last Shall Be the First, Killer Army's Dirty Weaponry, Capadonna's The Pillage, and I'll even add the experimental Bobby Digital and Stereo to name many, and yet there's still more. After all that, though, the results of the song, platinum, gold, artist popularity outside of the song, that is, trending for non-musical reasons, are all important to the average listener. It always was to the industry, but now the listener cares. Add the dilution of the content, what is said, the popping out of the hardcore to mere wild-out anthems, and no displays of technical skill with revolutionary and or progressive insights, and less to no sampling without compensating musicianship, right? So certain satires and parodies like whoop that trick, doot 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 become monumental and win awards and all that kind of shit. This leaves one of the most influential and potent crews striking back in a huge gamble, where people care about thick bass lines, unique sampling, complex vocal techniques, and street grit and insightful concepts. With Sean Price, his explosion as one of the most charismatic forces in recorded history would suffice for the first part. Remembered in Perfection, Sean P. It's the Chemistry LP, though, that really shows the longevity, not just for Buckshot, but for all of BCC, Boot Camp Click. A major innovator in the independence of hip-hop music, Buckshot was already one of its most progressive musically. The one MC innovative trait I'll highlight here is the slow flow. Black Moon's classic of classics debut Enter the Stage, where he was one of the MCs, is so innovative, I won't go in on that, but one facet it has is the intense and rapid-fire deliveries. Now, Buck isn't a much faster rhymer that gets drastically slower. It's that the intensity and the menace that he captures on Slave particularly is amplified. He becomes one of the first and greatest MCs, taking significant pauses between each line. He doesn't even fully get there on the greatest set of remixes of classics I've ever heard bunched on an LP, the Digging in the Vaults LP, the next year in 1994. On Gotcha Open, Bucking 'Em Down remix, he's really just bopping and pocket bouncing brilliantly, you know what I mean? Something no one is doing in a hardcore style, but it's not completely there, the really, really slow flow. Just like on Enter the Stage, there isn't much spacing on the bars, there's fluidity continuous, and it has few overt breaths. You do hear it though, more of that transition though on his 1990 solo LP, Beady Eye Thug, which has an inconsistency of sound that makes the slow flow even more jarring. The whole Bucktown, actually, had difficulties with the accepting of dilution of sound. With Chemistry, this LP, Buck, their leader, is emphatically declaring they're keeping it hardcore for the whole crew. With Ninth Wonder, coveted as the darling of retro 90s sound at that time, proves he can extend his sound to the grimiest of MCs working with the BCC. And the LP titled Chemistry is so fitting. Ninth already had mastered so quickly the one or more aspects of familiarity that make him recognizable and addictive to listeners. Something that the legend, the producing legend, Marley Marl talks about being a necessity. The crunchy smacking drums, soul vocal choirs, and melodic bass lines certainly are all in line with BCC's signature works. On these tracks, Buckshot rhymes in a flow that is much slower than almost anything out. Some may note the original Mad Villainy sessions, right, with MF Doom, Remembered in Perfection as well, and Madlib, And I'd add AG of Showbiz, peace to the God, who is a furthering pioneer of this as well. Now listen to Buck's abnormal delivery to be syncopated in the pocket on the opener Chemistry 101, with the internal rhyming letting him skip hop more rhythm into the lines. Quote, a fifth is some ninth wonder for the DJ to cut, as he spin it when it comes to the formula, or all that fame shit ain't shit, same shit, as the last niggas who spit past hits bastard. This sounds fast, but there's such great inflections and timing. He's Back, another song, masters this all again. Then songs like Nowadays, you see how the short internal rhyme text allows him to keep a pocket rhythm on this conversational flow, which with more blatant pausing between lines, particularly on Food for Thought. Today, these bars sound fast and intense, but they're much slower. You know, not in speed per se, but articulation. It's expert, and something KRS-One offered as a major key to this ability of MCing. Buck has such perfect enunciation, clarity. It lets him inflect and amplify vowels in any word, which makes his internal rhyming so strong, like every seed that grows a food is to show and prove how I move when I go with the youth. I meet at a show if I flow in the booth. I let it be known you better be grown or don't do it. And that's Food for Thought, the song I had just mentioned. Like the Wu-Tang or Hieroglyphics, the BCC crew is so loaded with talent that Buck's ingenuity is not really spoken of in detail. I say and claim that the slower rhyming we hear today demands an ability to say any and all words incredibly charismatic. Buck was doing that since 94 overtly. Remember, he told you on You Wondering. He said, I've been here since 93. You've been here since Finding Me. Being able to move slower and slower, amplifying his vocal depth and inflections and spacing, he's really perfected it. His I Am the Boss EP last year, 2002, is continuing proof of that though. Now, Chemistry, the LP, also continues the bi-regional building that Buck and BCC honorably held fast to since the One Nation Days sessions with Tupac. Remembered in perfection, Tupac as well. It legitimized the worth of the Justice League MCs, right? All of the affiliates with Ninth Wonder, and continued to reveal the brilliance of Fonte, one of the greats of the era surely. With such an array of music, from the R&B choruses on strings for I Don't Know Why, or the strings on the forward-driving splat drum on Money Makes the World Go Round, the sand-scratching drums on No Comparison, the deep bottom bass drums on Slippin', or the choppy stop-and-go boom drums on glitching rock guitar licks on Out of Town, it's an early proof of Ninth's ability to produce for MCs to go along with his expansion. He just started wonderfully with Murs the year prior, right? Now this era I call the Invisible Renaissance for its relatively unseen massive quantity of quality. It comes out of intense dumbing down of the music and media whitewash that makes me call the 2000s the Dark Ages. All of this Invisible Renaissance though has an existence partly because of the select artists dominating through both of these eras. This album Chemistry is a major marker in these times, and signifies that point that I'm making. And it's a crucial one for Buckshot and Ninth Wonder. Surely, all-time greats. So with that said, go out there, listen to Chemistry, download it, appreciate it once again with a new listen, and peace to Duck Down Music. And if there's any album you'd like me to build on in more depth, let us know in the comments. Until next time, I'm Sunez, aka Skillustrator Low, and this has been another Never Respect Fake broadcast.
Ain't no comparing me to you, you know what I'm saying? There's only one me, there's only one you. Stick to what you do, you feel me? Stay original, listen up. Just one. Ain't no comparison, that's embarrassing. If you wanna be like me, Buck the BDEYE. If you're trying to see what I